Come see us on tour in Dallas, Austin, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohost, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for the link for the cheapest tickets. There's a bunch of what we call LIVES that are now trying to blame people who didn't vote for Kamala Harris because Trump is... His new plan is to get all the Palestinians out of Palestine, out of Gaza, and then build it into Las Vegas. So Brian Krasenstein, one of the says to Muslims who sat out the election because Kamala Harris was too pro-Israel, how do you feel now that the guy who beat Harris by a sliver just called for what appears to be the ethnic cleansing of 1.7 million Muslims in Gaza and for the U.S. to take over the Gaza Strip? I'm going to guess they don't feel great about it, but I bet it would have been worse because Kamala Harris was not going to stop the slaughter of the Palestinians. Trump stopped the slaughter. You're leaving that part out. Hey, why didn't you vote for the lady who was funding a slaughter? You should have voted for the lady funding a slaughter. Genuine question, not aiming to dunk, says Philip DeFranco. But for the pro-Gaza folk who yelled Genocide Joe and Killer Kamala and abstained, voted Jill Stein, or even voted for Trump, what is your reaction to Trump saying U.S. will own Gaza? Same thing in your eyes as Harris, or regret now? No, Harris was doing the exact... She was literally committing a genocide. It's like if during World War II, Trump came in and said, hey, I want to get all the Jews out of Auschwitz and move them to Austria. Oh! Should have voted for Hitler. Do you feel bad about not voting for Hitler? That's how dumb that is. That's how dumb that is. And I'm glad it's a genuine question because it's genuinely stupid. It's genuinely like, are you the least informed guy in the world? That is amazing. That you think that's not aiming to dunk. Oh, thank God. Just aiming to ask the most ridiculous question in the world. Hey, why didn't you vote for someone who was committed to slaughtering women and children and was currently doing it? Why didn't you vote for them? What? Alex Cole, I have zero sympathy of the Palestinian Americans who stayed home or voted for Trump. You get what you deserve. Brianna Joy Great, never feel bad about not voting for corporate genocidal Democrats. They get what they deserve. We deserve better policies and better politicians and better parties. Yes, she's 100% right. And by the way, Philip DeFranco, it's a good thing you weren't aiming to dunk because you couldn't have hit the toilet if you were sitting down to piss like a girl. He's about as accurate as a comic book, but not as well drawn, I'll tell you that. Democrats suddenly express outrage at the idea of the United States violating international law to help Israel illegally occupy Gaza. Only a Democratic president should be permitted to do that. All of a sudden, you guys are outraged. You weren't outraged at the genocide that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were committing? Because they were the ones really committing it. I love our friend Nick Cruz says Joe Biden and Kamala Harris gave the Israeli government explicit approval to rape Palestinians to death. When approached about the mass rape of Palestinians, the Biden administration response was allowing Israel to investigate themselves. They continued funding and arming Israel despite proven systemic rape. Meanwhile, annoying shitlibs think Trump is worse on Gaza simply because he said some stupid shit. Earth to Democrats trying to rewrite history. This is what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did to Gaza. They turned it into a parking lot. Now Trump's finishing what your party started. So no, I don't regret voting for Jill Stein. Your party lost my vote, and it's conscience a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Kamala Harris did. Now vote for her, or you're a bad person. Do you regret not voting for more of that? Do you regret not voting for more of that? Don't you feel bad, Detroit Arabs, for not voting for Kamala? Because if she would have won, she would have gotten her time machine and gone back to the October 7th and made sure none of that happened. Let me go back to this guy. I have zero sympathy of Palestine. How about you just have zero sympathy? How about we just end it there? I fixed it for you. So we could stop pretending there's separate reasons. You just have zero sympathy. Statement from Layla Elabed said, I feel sad, angry, and scared for our communities. For months, we warned about the dangers of Trump at home and abroad, but our calls largely went unheard. Harris left a vacuum by not visiting Michigan families impacted by U.S. by U.S. supplied bombs to help create a permission structure for their trust, while Trump visited Dearborn and filled a community in despair with lies. Trump's illegal calls for ethnic cleansing are horrific, but as on so many other issues, Democrats had a chance to persuade voters they were the better alternative, and they blew it. Because they weren't the better alternative, FYI. Uncommitted movement co-chair Layla Elabed says both sides are to blame. Trump's illegal calls for ethnic cleansing are horrific, but as on so many other issues, Democrats had a chance to persuade voters they were the better alternative, and they blew it. So then Olivia Giuliana says, yeah, it's Democrats' fault that Trump wants to turn Gaza into a parking lot. It's already been turned into a parking lot. I was called a genocidal baby killer for the last year for supporting Kamala.
You
know
were.
why? Because you were supporting baby killers. That's why. Because I had enough common sense to know that this is what would have happened.
Really?
Well, what already happened? You got to support genocidal baby killers, or else something worse will happen. You hear these people? Well, here's what Blakely says. She says, correct, you have been complicit in genocide. None of this would be happening if you liberals didn't completely normalize it for the last year plus while refusing to demand Kamala move on her position. It's on you. You allowed Kamala to slaughter those people. You allowed Joe Biden to slaughter those people because you didn't put pressure on them and say you wouldn't vote for them. That's the only pressure you have. And what you did was normalize people you're willing to vote for to be genocidal baby killers. And here, I love what Nick Cruz tweeted this guy out. White liberals after having to be nice to minorities for years. Okay, so this is pretty much what they're doing.
Did you get what you wanted? Did you get what you wanted? Yeah. This is what you wanted, huh? He won. I hope you got exactly what you wanted. I hope you got and you know what, for all of the black people who were quote unquote mad at the Democratic Party because they wouldn't give you reparations or they wouldn't promise you, a black focused, vote or whatever it is. I hope you get Trump, who's not going to promise you anything. He's going to take you back to slavery. I hope he calls you monkey. I hope he calls you jigaboo and a spook. I hope he calls you monkey twice. I hope buck breaking comes back. I hope they call all the black women mammies. I hope all of that happens so you can see what you asked for. I hope that all the Mexicans who were afraid of illegal immigrants just as much as the other people were. I hope those people get sent back to their country. Yeah. I hope all of the Hispanics in Miami-Dade who were just afraid of communism because they came from a country that was just ravaged by it. I hope that they get shown what it looks like to really be ravaged. I hope they get sent back on boats. I hope they have to swim back. I hope their back has to be wet all over again. Because that's what he's going to make you do. He's going to make you swim all the way back. Yeah. All those people in Michigan who didn't support Kamala Harris because she wouldn't say the word weapons embargo. Yeah. I hope they're forced to go through what happened right after 9/11. Yeah, flight risks all of you. He's gonna put all of you in internment camps because that's what you wanted, right? You wanted to be in an internment camp. You wanted that, all right? That's what you wanted. I hope everybody who had religious values until they wouldn't support Kamala Harris. I hope you get forced to have babies. I hope your father assaults you and therefore you're forced to have the baby that you wanted so badly. I hope that's what happens to you. I hope you get every racial epithet and I hope you get all of the disrespect that you deserve. Because remember that people like us tried to stop stuff like that and you wouldn't listen. So I hope they call you a monkey, a spook, a jigaboo. And I can't even say the other words because I'll get banned. So thank you. Have a good day. I didn't even vote for the motherfucker. What the fuck did I do?
So that's what these people sound like. That's what these people sound like. That's what Alex Cole sounds like, Phil DeFranco, Brian Krasenstein. That's what you sound like. You happy? Come see us on tour in Dallas, Austin, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohost, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for the link for the cheapest tickets.